it was just complete chaos.
Like how fanatic the fans were.
Vietnam's the second biggest market behind the U.S. right now. There's more courts in Vietnam than there is in the U.S.
And the event like sold out, and so people were making like counterfeit tickets just to get in.
So Steve had like a charity pickleball tournament for his foundation at a pickler.
I believe they raised over 6 figures that day for their Aoki Foundation.
Getting to play with Steve, he was everything that you would want. We were like behind the DJ booth. He was right there. He gave me a handshake mid-set. It was kind of cool. And then we went directly to LA after that. Got my back finished. Spent 2 days in a chair, just getting brutally beat up. Shout out to my guy, Lori Fong. He's a total stud and did a freaking great job. And then on YouTube, we're actually posting every Monday now. We're going to keep content on Mondays. It's going to be a mixture of either boiler, pod, vlog, or educational videos. All right, what's going on? It's been some time. It's been 3 months since our last pod here. We don't have our man K-Mac here with us. K-Mac is with the family at his spot there in Squim. He's been doing lots of camps. He's been banging out. He's been hanging out with the MLP. He's not with DC anymore since DC and Brooklyn switched ownership groups.
They just switched the cities, I believe.
Right.
So like
cities,
DC's ownership group now owns Brooklyn,
right.
which I guess was a better fit.
Yeah, K-Mac's been hanging out with the Brooklyn team.
So same team.
They kicked our ass in Phoenix this last weekend. I got Mama here with me. Glad to be back here in Coeur d'Alene. It's been freaking raging hot the last couple days, which is great. We were pretty much not here all spring. We're gone for like 14, 15 weeks. But the couple of days that we were here in spring, it was raining the whole time. And then usually like middle of June, or I guess early June, it's not all that hot. But the last couple of days it's been nice. Got some golf in. It's been like high 80s.
Yeah, we haven't made it to the lake yet, but our tattoos have been healing.
Yep.
So definitely not in the sun too much, but hoping that we can get a couple lake days in this week, and then we're gone to California for a couple weeks, and then we'll be back. So excited.
Off to San Clemente, 2 weeks back to back PPA event. It's a tour cup, so it's a 1500, and then play MLP San Clemente, and then I think we have one more MLP in Dallas, sometime November or August, sometime July or August, and I think if we end up top 10 this year, they're taking 10 teams to the playoffs. So if we make top 10, then we will advance on to the, first playoff. Mm-hmm. I think we're sitting around 10 or 11 right now. Our team is kind of hanging on by a thread. Definitely not, definitely not one of the better teams, but we are hanging in there, having a good time, showcasing what MLP is all about and putting on a show. That's what the Flames do. But so just to kind of recap, being gone for 14 weeks, and yes, we did have our children for 90% of it. It wasn't just Meg and I. We are halfway decent parents. So Vietnam, the first week, we went to Ho Chi Minh City, went to Hanoi. That was our first time going to Vietnam. Went with the whole JOOLA crew. It was a star-studded lineup. You had Andre, you had Steffi, you had Colin, you had AB, myself. Anybody with a signature paddle was all there. And I'll tell you what, Vietnam's the second biggest market behind the U.S. right now. There's more courts in Vietnam than there is in the U.S. How people drive over there is insane. You have like 90% scooters. They drive in every which direction, but there's never any accidents. It's complete chaos. But I'll tell you what,
organized.
I had lots of love over there. Little did I know, I am very well liked in Vietnam.
Yeah, it was so cool for me, like building your brand over the years and like getting to a point where like this year was my big goal was to go global
year.
Yeah. And so it was almost like the perfect fit that JOOLA had asked us to do the Legends Tour, and we got over there. And I think for us, it was so cool because it's funny to think that there's places in the world that your face is up on billboards and we don't even know, and like going there, it was so surreal, like how fanatic, like how excited the fans were. It's like they've been watching it, and it was like their, equivalent to Taylor Swift almost. It was just like, it was crazy how much they gathered around, and they wanted signatures and they wanted photos. And like driving down a city street, you have like multiple
Pickleball facilities
Pickleball.
on like one street.
Yeah,
6 to
facilities,
8,
and even
all covered structure with like 8 to 12 courts.
Yeah.
Freaking courts everywhere.
And pro shops with your face on the outside of them. It was just, I don't know. It was a really cool experience, and not one that I don't think we expected at all. And so it's just exciting to see that being global with Skechers, being global with JOOLA, with Reignstorm. I mean, it just makes a lot of sense for sure.
Right, for sure. And what was also crazy about the fans over there is that not only, are we signing paddles and bags and all that, but it seemed like per fan, the average, they probably brought in like 5 paddles, and they wanted multiple photos, and they wanted their bag signed. They wanted their shoe signed. I probably signed at least like a couple thousand paddles in a span of a week being in Vietnam. It was nuts.
Easy. I think each event was anywhere from like 1,000 to 2,000 people. And it was so crazy. They had these really cool little holographic tickets for the event, and the event like sold out. And so people were making like counterfeit tickets just to get in. And then it was crazy too with the rollout of the Pro 4. Yours hadn't debuted yet. And so it was funny. There were so many counterfeit Tyson McGuffin Magnus Pro 4s just because people wanted to get them signed and whatever else. And they were pretty close to the real thing.
Spot on.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, the only difference was like the little white strip down the side. That's, I guess, like the only graphic on the paddle. Had like a little lump over it.
It was a little raised.
Yeah, it was a little raised up. But
crazy.
But yeah, to be growing my brand on a global scale, just the whole perspective on being able to like see my paddles over there, see my shoes, just how the fans over there fully embrace me. It was very surreal, super eye opening, and I think there could be a future for myself and my brand and things that we have going on over there.
For sure. And we absolutely loved the country and like the people, and just how like, you're in the city, but you're outside. It's like still has like a green feel to it. There's like a river that goes through it. Sure. Everybody's so down to earth, from like the wealthiest people down to like the people who aren't as wealthy. Like there's no, everybody just kind of like meshes together, and it doesn't feel super separated, and everybody seemed super down to earth, and the food was amazing, and everybody was so kind, and
ate lots of ramen.
Yeah, no, for sure. Lots of pho.
Lots of fun. But yeah, the culture's a vibe.
No, for sure. Just everything about it. We went back right away, which you can talk about, and then we're excited to go back in December. So.
But yeah, so with JOOLA, basically we did an event in Ho Chi Minh, did an event in Hanoi, and then flew to Shanghai on a private jet that seated like 30 of us.
Yeah, it was quite
it was nuts. It was huge. We had no business bombing in that private jet. Thank you, Richard and Tommy. But yeah, so for each event, mainly it was like a speaking panel to start with. We did some exhibitions. We did some they set up some targets, and we I guess did
like
some
skills
challenge or like a game challenge. And then just signed multiple paddles, showed our face, showed up, put on a show. Good time.
Yeah.
Great time.
Yeah, so cool. In Shanghai, just to touch on that too, like we're so excited to go back to China. You'll be playing the China event for PPA
in October.
UPA Asia is holding PPA.
I'm playing with AB
China.
and playing with Eric Onsons.
Pretty
I
exciting.
was telling Meg here that the only championship Sundays that I've been seeing is international. So hopefully in China I can show up and show out and make a Sunday. I'll tell you what, the level in the States is getting very, very good. But
yeah, just real quick, giving love though to China.
Go ahead, of course.
I thought China was so futuristic. Like we were blown away about just how it felt like 20 years ahead of anything here, and everything was so orderly, and
the technology is like 10 years in advance.
Yeah, everybody was so courteous and kind and polite, and we stayed totally spoiled in the J Tower, which is like the third largest, tallest building in the world, and it has the tallest restaurant in the world, like in the 156th floor or something like that. Yeah, it was crazy. It was beautiful, and you literally wake up in the clouds. It was pretty cool.
Right.
So.
But yeah, back to Vietnam. Like anytime that we left the facility, it would take us like an hour and a half to leave because they would try to escort all the fans and get all the fans out. And then I guess as like we're walking to our van, there was like security lined up in a row, all holding hands. And we would just run down this like
security tunnel, basically.
Right, this little tunnel, get to the van.
Human tunnel.
Fans are like trying to jump over like security, and then we get to our vans, and fans would like huddle like around the van and like shake it and slap the windows and stuff like that. And no, it was just complete chaos.
Yeah,
like
and just
they
pure,
treated us like kings over there
for sure, in like pure excitement, like nothing scary. I mean, almost. Obviously times overwhelming, but like I think just so cool, just huge fanatics over it. Like you can tell they've been watching you guys for so long, like on stream, and to be able to like see their, these figures in person. And also too, I think the potential for pickleball in Vietnam makes a lot of sense, being that, badminton was kind of their sport. Right. I think that either is on the decline or it's obviously
court dimensions and all
that. And the barrier to entry is a little bit different, all of that. So I think, same court dimensions. And now you've got this like wildfire, and they really don't have another big national sport. So like pickleball has the potential to be really massive, and it is growing huge. I think it's the second largest market to the U.S. right now.
For sure. It was the first time that I flew into a country, and they basically like rolled out the red carpet and just walked us through customs. Like as we flew in, the security there had a bunch of paddles, and they were all fans. And so like, as I arrived, I like get off the plane, and we get escorted all the way through, and I'm signing paddles for like all the security.
Yeah.
And then we would they'd give us a sports car to like get us back to the hotel and cruise us around with, and no, it was like super high level treatment that I've not experienced in the US, that's for sure.
For sure. And Shanghai just the same. I think I like pulled up the rear of everybody going through customs, and so it took me a second, and so we got thrown in a VinFast car, I'm pretty sure it was, and like taken through the city. And that whole thing is crazy. Like certain cars are permitted to drive in certain areas, which like manages the flow of traffic and all of that. And so we like rode straight to the tower, and there was press there waiting for you when you got there. And we went up to the top floor and got to view everything, and it was really cool. Richard like gave us kind of an overview of the different sections of Shanghai, and there's like so much rich history there, and just like history. The culture and like all the dynasties, and like us girls had this fun little we got to go before dinner. We went and like dressed in traditional dressing, and went to this like dinner, this multiple course dinner, and they kind of walked you through all the dynasties at this like cultural museum, which was super cool. But just super rich culture and just crazy history, Sure. So, and it goes back so far, like it's weird to think that the US is so young in a way, like it's like, it's a pretty, it doesn't have as much history as some of these other countries. So it was cool to see, and it was so fun to experience, and it was a really cool group to experience it with, for sure.
We had bodyguards everywhere, Vietnam, China. There was fans that somehow like found our hotel. They're in Vietnam.
Yep.
And fans literally would like wait in the lobby all night long for a photo at like 8 a.m. So they would just wait for like the pros to come down for breakfast, and they'd see us, and we'd sign paddles and take photos and all that. It was kind of nuts.
Super special.
And then we came home, played North Carolina for like a week, went to Phoenix, had a little family vacay, and then went directly back to Vietnam for a Phoenix Flames activation. Similar, we did Hanoi up in the north. Went to Ha Long Bay. Ha Long Bay is one of the 8 wonders in the world. Right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. So
took us on a boat. Ha Long Bay. Basically, there's like all these cool little like rock structures.
This jet out of the water.
Greenery. On it's almost like an island. But the water was like glass out there.
Yeah.
Super beautiful.
Nice and warm.
I did a little backflip off of like a three-decker boat. And then, we did Hanoi. We went down to Ho Chi Minh City, kind of similar to the first Vietnam trip, did some exhibition type stuff. We had our whole Phoenix Flames team there with us. So Jesse, Jack, and Jeannie. You had Bay Area there with us. So it was kind of cool to, I guess, showcase the Vietnam culture and the Vietnam pickle people just about how MLP is, I guess how like the whole format works, how the scoring works, and we're kind of able to showcase all that. And there was still, even after the whole Legends tour and us being there like a week prior, there was still a ton of turnout, a ton of people watching.
Yeah.
So fans definitely show up there in Vietnam to watch pro pickle, that's for sure.
No, for sure. We got to do the Flames at a couple different venues, so it was kind of fun. One of the venues was the D-Joy, or we actually did 2 events at D-Joy. Andy and his family were so kind and invited us all over for dinner, and then we had 2 events, 2 different facilities that they have, and one was like a event in the middle of the city, like open to everybody. It was like really high production, and then the second one was more intimate and with the juniors and the kids, and so it was like the perfect balance between the 2 events, I thought.
Yeah, D-Joy's got 2 facilities there, one downtown, and then I guess one on like the
I don't know,
one that's like outside of town. But the first facility had like 8 courts. The second one it had like 20, but they're building
24. I think
24.
I
Yeah,
think.
And we're actually doing a camp at that 24 court facility come December. We're gonna do a camp there in Ho Chi Minh, and then go to Malaysia, and also do a camp there. So taking a bunch of YOLO pros with us, taking K-Mac, Ethan, and Matt. It's their first time going to Vietnam, and
it's gonna be a blast.
Should be a good time. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we went to Vegas for a little bit. Let's see, we came home. Came home for a couple days. Got to see the kids. Went to Vegas. I taught a clinic at Summit, which is a Discovery there in Vegas. Little private club. Taught a clinic in the morning, and then got to play that golf course, which is super nice. The very next day, and so Steve had like a charity pickleball tournament for his foundation at a Pickler. There in Vegas on that Sunday in Henderson. And Picklers are freaking all over. Apparently, there was just something on socials that Pickler is going to open up 20 locations in Japan.
Yeah, it's cool. Picklers, if you've not been inside of them, they have got such a cool layout, and it definitely
it's all the same look.
With the whole black walls, light wood.
Yeah,
but Henderson
looks modern and
Henderson was cool, and Steve Aoki usually does I believe a ping pong tournament. He's a good ping pong player. But his wife Sasha and her business partner Kat, they were so sweet. They
talk about your dresses.
Yeah, but they are so kind. But yeah, they're super into pickleball. Sasha's into pickleball. She was 8 months pregnant, out there playing all day for the charity tournament. I believe they raised over 6 figures that day for their Aoki Foundation. So definitely check that out. And I believe they're setting up the one for next year. So I don't know how fast it fills out, but it was a cool format. I think it was like 4 people on a team, so it was like team format.
MLP style,
yeah.
But I've been a big EDM fan. I've gone to plenty of festivals back in my day. Never seen Steve live. Always been a big fan of Steve. But yeah, getting to play with Steve, he was everything that you would want in just like a total stud like that. Great guy, down to earth.
Yeah.
Loves people, takes care of his team, is super loyal. So it was like super
and just watching
refreshing just to kind of see the whole dynamic on how that works. And talk about a guy who's got so much going on. He travels left and right. He plays plays like 2 shows in a night. He's got a private jet bouncing around.
He puts our travel schedule to shame, and people give us a hard time. But and it was so cool seeing his wife and him and how much they are a team. And then watching his whole team, because it reminds me of our team and like how close we all are, and we all function as a family. And so it was just super heartwarming to see just how well and how important each person is and integral to the process. But yeah, to touch a little bit with Kat and Sasha, it was sweet. They have a clothing company, which I'm sure you guys have seen on tour.
What is that called?
It's called 11 Nil. But yeah, super, super pretty, makes you feel good.
Makes
like
you feel
fits.
hot.
Yeah, for sure.
Wearing
Definitely.
your little cat suit.
Yeah, so I actually
Jesse's been wearing it.
I wore one out that night to Omnia nightclub, which was super fun. So you can dress it up or dress it down, wear it on the court,
lifestyle,
wear it out
or
at night.
Performance.
But you've probably been seeing, I know the girls have been wearing them on tour. Jesse's obviously been wearing it. The Flames has some red dresses, and then the Dallas Flash, they've been wearing it too. Tyra and Tyra and Georgia.
Georgia's been rocking it. Dang, girl. Georgia's been wearing some makeup too.
Yeah. They looked so good. I was funny. I was texting Kat and I was like, congrats to you guys. You guys got multiple ladies, both sides of the court wearing your gear. It's pretty cool. So thank you to them. And I felt totally spoiled. They dressed me up and gave me multiple outfits. So I'm set now. So
yeah, yes, you are.
Super fun.
So Steve's a resident DJ at Omnia. So we went to Omnia that night. Big shout out to Jeff and Chrissy.
Yeah.
They're majority owners of the Flames. Jeff knows Steve super well, so Jeff kind of was like the connection there. But yeah, we ended up going out to Omnia that night. We got to walk out with Steve as he came on set. He didn't play till 2 a.m. It was Memorial Weekend, so he didn't come out till later.
It was 1:30.
Closed the club down at 4. But yeah, we were behind the DJ booth. He was right there. He gave me a handshake mid-set. It was kind of cool. But yeah, talk about a club that's super high level. They had a chandelier that would lower and raise. They had this circular thing that would move in every which direction as well. The whole lighting production was
yeah, and it was such a massive turnout.
Lasers everywhere.
Yeah, because it was Memorial Day weekend, so it was a massive turnout. So it was super fun experience. And
then kind of cool too. The winners of the tournament got to come to Omnia as well and be behind the DJ booth. It was kind of funny. So there was a social event for lower level, and there was a competitive event for higher. So this older gal was kind of funny. This older gal that's from Scottsdale, she was I don't know, probably in her late 60s, and her husband was probably around her age. But they came to the club that night and saw me. And and they ended up staying until 2 a.m.
They were so excited.
And they're just having a good time.
They were having the best time. Yeah, it was fun. It was so fun to see. But super cool event. Everybody was great. And then we headed straight from, let's see.
Played golf on Monday, hung out in Vegas on Monday.
One more team dinner.
Yeah, big shout out to Jeff and Chrissy. They got us a penthouse suite at the Bellagio, which was not too shabby.
So nice.
And then we ended up, I guess just taking a day to ourselves. We ended up getting a massage that day, which was super nice. I've been getting a forehand massage, which is 2 people on you. And I'll tell you what, if you haven't gotten a forehand massage, try it today.
Yeah, so efficient. No,
it's very efficient. Meg and I took off Tuesday morning, went to Phoenix. I taught a little clinic for the Flames since it was our home event. We did some different activations for them. Taught a little clinic that night at a Pickler. They're in Tempe, which was also super nice.
Yep.
And then, practice Wednesday. Tournament started Thursday. Played Thursday through Sunday. Our team ended up going 1-5 over the weekend. Definitely not our best performance, but we put on a show for the hometown crowd. The fans showed up. Yeah. Thursday, Friday was kind of dead. And I mean, we were at the Arizona Athletic Grounds.
But
it was just so hot. But
I thought the night matches were cool.
Like the first match didn't start till 3. Last match started at 8:30. Yeah. We had a couple of night matches at 8:30. Saturday night was rock and rolling, even though we got ran over by the Flash. But yeah, it was just cool to see a bunch of Phoenix fans out there and showed a ton of support, even though their home team didn't play all that well.
I think it's a true, again, coming and seeing that kind of rowdy behavior and just pure cheering and all of that, regardless if it resembles an NFL team, right? Maybe your NFL team loses every weekend, but you're still there and you're
a big sporting
still
event.
A diehard fan. Yeah, so it's cool to see it come together, and so smart of MLP to start to do the city-based stuff and doing the Sunday. Is it Sunday? No, Saturday night. Saturday night pickleball,
and
which is
painting the courts the hometown color.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, selling merch. I think Flames sold out of the hats 2 days in a row. So yeah, pretty cool.
It seems like MLP starting to do the right stuff, and really involve the teams and the communities and bring in the city and
for sure. I think we got to up the marketing game a little bit and get a little bit more exposure.
It's a great product.
For sure. No, for sure. It's a great product. And once people are there, they're hooked and they come back. So it's just a matter of time. But I think a lot of the hometown facilities have really filled up. And like you said, the first few days were slow, but it picked up toward the weekend. And I think that's the same with PPA tournaments too. Wednesday, Thursday is not a busy days.
For sure. I think it makes sense to have the whole progressive draw. I mean, having 3 events on one day and getting people getting fans that like watching doubles there earlier in the week. But yeah, it's true. Even with all 3 events on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, during like a progressive draw, it's still pretty slow.
Yeah.
And then we went directly to LA after that. Got my back finished. Spent 2 days in a chair, just getting brutally beat up. But the back piece is done. Total was 6 sessions. I think like 50 plus hours. Shout out to my guy Lori Fong, who's my tattoo artist. He's a total stud and did a freaking great job. Mama also got some work done over there on her arm. Got a big old portrait of our Princess Banks.
Yeah.
And also got a portrait of Sky and Ty.
Yeah. So excited.
I'm
feeling very unfinished.
She's got the tattoo itch right now.
I just want to get it finished. So we're going back June 30th and July 1st. So I will cap it out. Poor Mako. I got home and Mac's like almost in tears. He's like, where am I?
Right.
So I've got Mako going in an empty space. You're going in the other empty space. And then we're going to fill it all up. And then I can feel complete.
Just going to have her little sleeve done.
So shout out to Cody Duran as my artist. Super, super nice, down to earth guy. Has a shop in Venice Beach area. But has tattooed like MGK and Jelly Roll and some other cool artists and stuff. So pretty cool meeting him, and does really, really good realistic
for sure
portrait work.
And if you guys, for any tattoo junkies out there, if you're looking for some after cream, I guess Mad Rabbit has a bunch of different products.
All tattoo care products from start to finish, for sure.
But Mad Rabbit is the industry leader on tattoo products. They also have a studio downtown LA. They have a couple resident artists in there. So I guess if you live in LA or in that area and looking for a piece of art, definitely get a hold of Mad Rabbit.
Yeah, for sure. Their products are super cool. You can find them in Walmart. You can get them online. There's a lot of independent like tattoo shops that carry their products too. But like this time for sure, like with you having such a massive piece on your back, I mean, because Lori went in and he not only did you get your 2 big pieces, but he finished everything. Yeah, so pretty much Tyson's entire back was done, and so. Just using like the after wash and this time we did it so religiously, after wash, soothing gel, lotion. Really, it hasn't peeled at all. Pretty amazing, and it looks really good. So, and they also have like a tattoo balm, which is cool. Like you can
shines up your ink.
Yeah, you can like throw it in your purse. It's like it's like the size of like a chapstick or something. And they have different scents, which smell great, and they're always working on new ones. But yeah, you can just like throw it on, and it makes your ink look really good.
I also did I guess as the whole process went on, I did a documentary kind of from start to finish with like my whole back piece and the whole like inspirational look on it. So they have a documentary series called Spilling Ink. I think. Spilling Ink. So it should be coming out here soon. Yeah. So
such a cool team though, doing awesome things.
Yeah. So the owners are Salam and Oliver, and they actually went on Shark Tank. How many years ago?
I'm not sure, but I know
they went on Shark Tank and
they have a massive valuation.
They got a deal done.
Yeah, you got a deal done with Mark Cuban.
Yeah, and they're 2 guys in like their late 20s. It's so cool to see people that are crushing it.
No, for sure, and just grinding.
Like,
actually, they have
both those guys are so busy.
They have I guess maybe this episode won't be out by then, but they have a Friday the 13th flash tattoo thing this Friday at their shop. It'll be their first kind of flash day, and it's kind of funny, or not funny. I don't know, the Labubu trend that is going sweeping across the country or across the world, whatever you might say. There is an artist that tattoos, like I think he's trademarked it or something, but he tattoos Labubus, and so he's actually
best.
I wish I remembered his name, but he will be there, so you can come by and get your Friday the 13th flash tattoo, and you can also bring your Labubu and get your Labubu tattooed.
Friday the 13th. So we've been home the last couple days. I just got back to training today. Took like 5 days just to kind of get my back healed, and not do any sauna, cold plunge, hot tub, any of that. Tried not to work out to just kind of fully heal this thing. So got back to the drawing board this morning. Got some men's doubles practice in. Kind of cool. I'm with a brand called RiteWay. RiteWay does court repair. And so there was probably the first dedicated permanent pickleball courts at a park in Coeur d'Alene. It's called Northshire Park. They were in bad condition the last couple of years, and they had cracks in them that were like 4 or 5 inches.
Massive.
So RiteWay donated their time, donated
Yep.
a bunch of product, and brought their whole team over to fill the cracks. And we just resurfaced the courts.
Yep.
And today was the grand opening
Grand
at Northshire.
reopening,
We actually
yeah.
practiced there this morning. Had a ton of locals and people from the Inland Northwest Pickleball Club that all came out for it. So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, it was amazing to see. I think it was crazy talking to Craig with Northwest.
Craig Wolf.
Yeah, with the is it Inland Northwest or Northwest Pickleball Club?
Inland Northwest.
But talking to him about how it would have the project without a solution like RiteWay, it would have cost $1 million to take up all that court surface and restart it from the beginning. And so bringing in someone like RiteWay and being able to repair it right. The biggest thing with crack repair, which we found this out now, is that there's not like a true bounce. So most products out there, you get dead spots or you can tell like where cracks have been repaired. And so it's still tough to play on those courts. And this, you virtually cannot tell where the cracks used to be, and it has a true bounce. So
and apparently 90% of cracks all come from moisture, all come from water getting in there. That's what Tom was telling me.
Right.
But yeah, so they have a patent on like their 3-step process. They fill the cracks with this goo. They lay down this like carpet type thing and then put like acrylic over the top.
Yeah.
The courts looked
They look
like $1 million.
They look great.
Super
Yeah,
nice,
everybody was so excited. So it
locals
was
were more than
packed.
happy.
It was so funny. Tyson's like, I don't know if people are gonna be there at like 7:30, 8 a.m. for the 8 a.m. grand opening, and it was packed.
It was. So cool to get back to my community like that. Played golf the last couple of days. Played CDA Resort. CDA Resort is like a known golf course in Coeur d'Alene. On the 14th hole, they have like a floating green on a par 3. I've played it twice already. First time I played it, I shot like 105. Played like shit all day long. It was like the first day that I had played golf that I just couldn't like hit anything clean. And it was like the type of day where like you just wanted to like run off the golf course. Like I'm pretty sure I didn't play golf for like 4 weeks after that. Next time I played, I shot like a 92. This last Saturday, shot an 80, played out of my head. But the first 2 times, never made it on the floating green. This last time, made it. So I was more than pumped for that.
Boom.
So back in practice this week. I'm up at Gazer this week. My summer schedule up at Gazer kind of starts this week. So I'll be teaching some clinics up there. And then, we leave for San Clemente on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Play PPA San Clemente Tuesday through Friday. Stay 1 more week, and then MLP probably starts like Thursday or Friday.
Yep, and we're bringing all the kids to San Clemente.
Bringing all the kids.
We're going to be there from the 14th through the 30th.
We get Ty for pretty much like 7 or 8 weeks of summer.
Yep.
Which would be great.
So Ty will be coming down. Liz, our nanny, is going to come down.
Yep.
We got a cool spot in Carlsbad, which we've never stayed there before, but it's close enough. It's hard to find a home that big that's affordable to house all our children. So. Should be fun. I'm excited to get back to SoCal.
Last but not least, we had Sky, 18, special needs. He's our golden child, walking highlight reel. So Skyman had his graduation. So we had a graduation party on Thursday. Meg would never agree with this statement, but anytime Meg is home, she's overly stressed, right? And this last week, I kid you not, Daddy got no love. She was also sick.
I've been sick.
But we had Sky's graduation party on Thursday night.
Which I did not take any video. I think my mom got a little bit, and we got some photos. But it was the kind of party. And by the way, shout out to Stephanie, our gal she's helped design our house.
Interior
and
design.
I text her as we're on the road. I'm like, hey, what are you doing on this Thursday? I was like, she's done some she does killer parties for her kids all the time. Yeah. And I'm like, would you mind helping? And she threw it all together. Nice. Yeah. It looked great. So it was the kind of party though, where there's so many people there that you just, at least for me, I was going person to person to person. I didn't have time to like film or like take photos or do anything. But we had a ramen bar. We had a pink drink stand. We had an shaved ice.
Had it all there.
Oh yeah. Photos and kids jumping on the trampoline. And it was a blast.
But there's like this instant ramen place in Raftrum where we live.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. So you walk in, it's almost like a grocery store. Like you walk in and there's packaged noodles off to your left. And so you can grab
whatever one you want.
Grab the noodle with like the right broth and the right seasoning and all that. And then you grab a plate. You go through like an ingredients bar. And you can load up all your ingredients in your bowl.
Yep.
And you kind of take it around, you pay. And then at the very end, there's like 5 little instant ramen stations. And
you put your ramen pack in.
Yeah, it pours water in there, so you just have to stir it up. They have stools for like kids to
there's
get
different
out there
codes
and make
for
their own ramen.
Each packet, right? Like
right.
more
Smart.
water, less water, whatever. So you just like
apparently it's like
code.
a TikTok trend. So anyhow,
it's
so
big Korean street food thing.
Right. So we did that for Sky. We got 2 instant ramen makers. And set up a little bar, and people walk through and put all their toppings in and made their ramen.
Yeah, and then Skylar, I think he scared the whole party. We got to a point where he's been begging for a Switch 2 since whenever, right? And so it came out the day of his party, and we were thinking, there's no way, right? Like we got on the list with Nintendo. I didn't get an email. I'm like, oh, buddy, I don't, we'll order you one. I don't know when,
right.
If it's gonna come or whatever. And so my mom just randomly is getting stuff ready for the party. She goes to Target. She's like, I'm sure the answer's no, and the guys behind the counter were like, no, we have one, and we have the Mario Kart one, and they walked her, so sweet, like she told them Sky's story, and they walked her through all the downloads and what to do, what not to do, and they were all excited by the end of it. Oh yeah, they were all excited. So we got home, and when he opened it though, we didn't like say, hey, Sky's opening presents, because Sky probably begged me the first hour, like, can I open? And finally, I'm like, okay. So he opens it, and he screamed, I don't know, so loud he lost his voice. He screamed like 3 times because he was so excited to open it. And everyone at the party's like, is he happy? Is he upset? Like, what's going on? But
and then like immediately after, Sky lost his voice.
It was gone, completely gone.
So for graduation day, the very next day, poor guy, he sounded like a little squeak, like nothing would actually come out.
No voice.
He had a long couple days as well.
Oh, he did. In the graduating class, there's like 300 kids, 350
That was
kids.
my first graduation. I'll tell you what, that's quite the freaking process. With all the speeches and like 300 kids walking up there. It was like this full ordeal.
And luckily
it took like 2.5 hours. It was like really hot. We ended up showing up at 5:30 to get good seats.
Yeah,
graduation didn't start till 7. Banks and Mac are crying the whole time. We're just trying to like stuff tablets in their face.
Well, luckily chaos. It's total chaos. But doors opened at 5:30. It was on the football field, so it was first come first serve. You didn't have to have tickets, which was great. They like held like 2,000 people. Luckily they opened the concession stand that they would for football games, which was perfect. Yeah, we got waters and candy and all this. I lost my phone, so I didn't even bring it. So we only had one phone, 2 babies, just a bunch of candy and water. We're like trying to get, and we're like the sun is like beating down on us. Right. But finally it all came together. But Sky looked great, and he enjoyed it. He sat right next to his teacher, so that was good. But we thought because he was 6th in line alphabetically that he would be the 6th to go. We were very wrong. Right. He was probably like the 250th kid to go.
But yeah, we gave Sky some like Louis Vuitton sunglasses. Gave him like a Cuban chain link.
Oh yeah,
that was all iced out.
He looked good.
He looked good.
Baller. We did record, so we can share some of that.
Poor Sky though. This guy has lost every tablet, every gaming device. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know. We need to like
put
tape
a freaking tracker.
Like an Apple tag to it. I don't know.
He was super pumped for that new Switch. That's for sure.
So.
But kiddos are doing well. They're super active. Little Mac, it just hurts my heart. Aww. So we put Mac in jiu-jitsu. We put him in soccer. He's in swim, and by far the most coordinated kid out there. Super athletic, great hand and eye.
Crazy.
I mean, toughest kid I know. Just has so much dog in him. But for some reason, he's 3 years old.
He's got
he's got his mullet, right? He looks like a badass, and then he gets out there, and he just cries.
I will say this,
just
though.
constant stage fright. Whether it's soccer, it's practice for jiu-jitsu.
We tried pickleball, yeah. He
Tried,
just cried.
So we thought it was like this group thing, where he'd show up to games and it got to the point where literally like he's bawling on the sideline, sobbing, like Slaver's just like rolling down his chin. Both Meg and I are like just trying to push him into the game. And,
We're so mean.
And
We're
like the very last
game,
he went in for 5 minutes, his only time going in, and
he cried.
And like
held
the coach,
coach's hand the whole time.
He just held the coach's hand the whole time.
But I will say this: he's slowly gotten more used to. He was always our baby that like people looked at him wrong and he started crying.
Right.
And so
he's a lot more personable.
He's more social now. He's like making conversation with people on flights and like at tournaments and stuff. So I think it's only a matter of time, the progression of him being able to not have so much stage fright. But with that being said, he's like so coordinated. He's like, he does front flips on the trampoline. Yeah,
he's trying to do
He's been doing
now.
front and back flips on the pool. We kind of had to like quit the back flips in the pool because it's a little scary. But he loves swim. He loves being active. He has really good ball handling skills. He has good touch with the pickleball paddle. So it's only a matter of time.
But yeah, so I the local pro at this club here in Coeur d'Alene, he used to take lessons from me back in the day. His name's Jeff Skipton, super nice guy. So I was texting Jeff the last couple of weeks because Mac just wasn't performing in like any sort of group activity. So I told Jeff that I would like Mac to start taking lessons. So we like set it all up, and we were thinking like Monday, Wednesday for a couple months. Mac goes to his very first pickleball lesson
and just cries
and just noodles out, doesn't want to play, crying the whole time. And we're like, what does it freaking take?
Another year.
So we're just pulling him out of sports right now.
We'll keep him in swim. He loves swim.
He loves swim.
Yeah,
the guy's a fish at heart.
We'll leave him in swim. And Banks, on the other hand, she's like got upgraded. She got a stripe on her belt at jiu-jitsu. She's moved up to the hour-long class. We have it with jiu-jitsu tonight.
She's just a shining star.
She begged for gymnastics. So she calls it nastics.
Nastics, yeah. She's got her little leotard.
Yeah, so we took her to Nastics. She like gets a little leotard on, which I didn't know you could buy it there. That's great.
Right, you can buy it there.
So convenient.
Yeah.
Gets her in her little shiny one.
A little too small.
Gets it on. All the girls, or half the girls in that class, were new. So there was like some nerves, and you could tell some girls were like nervous to go. And so the instructor's like, "Who's gonna go first?" And Banks is like shaking her hand, like, "Take me." Oh yeah, she like did a backflip. She's like holding herself up on the bar. She's been doing push-ups and squats and stuff from jiu-jitsu, so she's got some arm strength, and just a total beast. Now she wants to do dance. She heard at graduation the valedictorian was giving the speech, and she said, "Yeah, I've been dancing my whole life. I've been dancing since I was 4." And she goes, "Mom, she's dancing at 4." I'm like, "You want to do dance too?" So now she wants to go do dance. So she'll just be
kids are growing up way too fast.
Multi-sport kiddo.
Yeah. So. But no, it's going to be fun to have all the kids in San Clemente. Ty had surgery on his knee. So he was out of school for a couple weeks. Then he was in crutches, and now he's got a big old brace on. So poor guy, he's 11 years old, super active, wants to he's got an endless gas tank. His foot's always on the gas pedal. Yeah. And so he's been kind of bedridden the last couple months. But it's going to be nice to have him for the summer. He's doing a bunch of PT right now, so we'll get him all set up with a PT once he gets over here.
Yeah, but it'll be a little different pace summer for him, but it'll still be fun.
Ty said he's golfing on one leg right now. Finds a
that
way.
might be the only sport we can do, but yeah, it's good.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I mean, we have a camp coming up, Lake Chelan Father's Day weekend.
Yep, camp coming up this weekend in Lake Chelan, my hometown, Saturday, Sunday at Darnell's.
Couple spots left.
And Darnell's is actually the resort that I played pickleball at when I was a kid.
Yep, and then we go from there to Carson. We have a camp in LA. Matt and Ethan are co-leading that. And then after that, we have a camp in Fountain Valley. And Matt and Ethan are co-leading that. So those are filling up fast. Also, too, we have a camp. It's not posted yet, but keep an eye. We're going to do a camp in Alaska. So in September 6th and 7th,
Kyle,
Saturday
and
Sunday. It'll be Kyle, Ethan, and Matt.
We're at Alaska.
It's in Fairbanks, Alaska, and we only have 32. It's privately posted right now because we're letting their club members try to fill it up because it was a request-based camp. But after that, once it goes live, I would open that baby up on the
website. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Fairbanks, Alaska. First time there.
And then Tyson is also teaching Cincinnati. So Cincinnati's coming up. September. If you do want to do a camp with, if you want to get McGuffined, make sure you sign up for Cincinnati. It's coming up quick.
And then I have another in Los Barriles, Mexico, I think first week of December. So
and then that
always a fun one.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one. We're actually going to make that one into a 3-day. We're going to add a little bit of a tournament, round robin tournament on the first day and have kind of a festival type thing to intro into a 2-day camp. So definitely keep your eye out for that as well.
And then on YouTube, we're actually posting every Monday now. We're going to keep content on Mondays. It's going to be a mixture of either boiler, pod,
or vlog,
or educational video.
Yep.
So we have a couple different
every Monday. And we have completely revamped our newsletter. So if you are not signed up for our newsletter, go to the website, tysonmcguffin.com, and sign up. You get all the content every week, as well as like a little blurb about where we've been, what we've been doing, and then some cool content, some tips, and educational stuff as well.
Buy your Reignstorm. They have some new flavors out. Also, Skechers just came out with some new colors, so make sure to get over to Skechers.com and check out the new 2.0 VCPs.
Yeah.
And we have some cool stuff coming with JOOLA, hopefully here in a couple months. There's also some clothing on Skechers.com. There's a tank that I use. There's 2 pairs of shorts that I help design.
The hat's on there.
You got the pinkies on there with the checkered liners. You have the black ones on there with the like splash type liner.
Yeah. I think the socks and the hat are also.
You have the 5-panel flat bill hat.
Yeah, which is really nice. It's like a water resistant. You can wash it. It's pretty nice.
You all know how much I sweat. I play in it, and it's a hat that I can trust and use.
Holds its shape.
Yeah, and then also the sockies. Their performance socks has an S on there. There's some different colors, and there's stripes as well.
Yeah. Check it out.
We will see you guys next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you, Mama.